26,000 light-years from Earth. This is the center of the galaxy. Everything you know orbits what's behind me. You can't see it, that's the point. Sagittarius A star, 4.3 million suns, all of 25 million kilometers. Mercury's whole orbit would fit around that, with room left over. Not comforting. Give me a second here. Nobody has ever filmed this from inside. The whole galactic core, one frame. 26,000 years of light, wasted on me. That ring behind me is cold gas. A torus, 10 light-years across, ringing the whole. Cold molecular clouds, right beside a monster. Nothing about this place is tidy. People ask what it feels like. I keep waiting to feel small. It hasn't happened. I feel located. The galaxy has a middle. I'm in it. 2 light-years left to fall. From here, it's just a bright smudge. Closer in, the gas stops behaving. Let's find out how badly. There it is, the mini-spiral. It isn't a spiral at all. 3 streams of hot gas falling inward. We just happen to see them crossing. This part I wanted to see slowly. Nothing solid out here for light years. It looks like weather. It isn't. Nothing out here has ever been still. Look at the color of that. Dust eats blue light and leaves red. That's why Earth's telescopes can't see this. Infrared or nothing. Try to find a gap in that. There isn't one. Not anywhere. There's no night in this neighborhood. Nobody here is getting any sleep. That blue is not a filter. Those blue ones burn out fast. A few million years, then gone. They'll be dead before Earth notices them. Count the stars in that patch. That's tens of millions of times denser. Sun's neighbors sit light years apart. Here, they'd be next door. Somewhere out past all that, Earth. My light gets home in 26,000 years. Nobody I love will see it. Still sending. Feels polite. It's a quiet black hole. Mostly. Several times a day it does that. Gas heating up on the way down. Bright for an hour, then nothing. Watch the stars near the middle. Not the glow, the stars. One of them is about to swing past. Faster than anything else in the galaxy. S2. That one. 16 years for one full orbit. Closest pass, 7,700 kilometers per second. 2.5% of light. All right, time to drop inward. Everything past this point moves faster, including me, which is the problem. Nothing out here to hit, thankfully.
This is what starving looks like. 4 million suns, and it barely eats. Less than a moon's worth of gas yearly. Quasars swallow stars. This one sips.
That glow beside me? Billions of degrees. And it wouldn't warm my hand. It's thin as a laboratory vacuum. Heat needs something to carry it. Everything under me is on a one-way trip. It circles in, hotter every lap. Some of it takes centuries to arrive. Patience, then a very short ending. Every long trip needs a campfire. This is the worst one available. Doesn't crackle, doesn't keep anything away. It would eat the marshmallow and me. Look closely, the plasma is threaded. Magnetic fields, ordered, wound through all of it. They push back, they hold gas out. That's why it stays this hungry.
Sometimes a bright knot forms down there and... There, watch it go. 30% of light speed. 1 lap in under an hour.
I've been putting this part off. From here, it's finally a shape. Not the hole's shadow. Bigger than it has any right to be. That black circle is a trick. The hole itself is much smaller. Gravity bends light around it. Shadow's 2.6 times wider than the real edge.
I can see stars behind it.
Behind it, wrapped around the edge. Nothing back there is where it looks. I've stopped trusting my own eyes. I keep trying to name it. Every word I have is wrong. It isn't dark. Dark is absence. That's something. It's just not light. See that hairline ring? Closer in, light itself goes into orbit. Photons circling over and over. Some of that glow lapped the hole. I had a line prepared here. I'm not going to use it. Some things you shouldn't talk over. 10 seconds. That's all I'll take. Going down to the last stable orbit. Below that, nothing can circle anymore. Every path bends inward from there. So this is the last step.
My clock is running slow here. Not a feeling, an actual measurement. 5 Earth minutes, 4 for me. I'm losing time just floating here.
Look how thin that line is. Light that came back around. Again, and again, and again. Same photons, stacked into one edge. Everyone asks about being torn apart. Not here. This hole's too big. The stretch is under a billionth of a G. I'd cross whole. That's worse, somehow.
This thing wasn't always this quiet. There are bubbles of gas above the galaxy, 25,000 light-years tall, each. Something down here did that.
Everything I've ever known is up there. All of it. One patch of sky, small enough to cover with a hand. 26,000 light-years in one window.
26,000 light-years to get here. Everything you are came from a place like this. Thanks for coming with me. I'm gonna let go now.